Welcome back to what is now round 3 of the St George Motorcycle Club's Summer Night Series. I'm heading out on track now to start qualifying, and I want to do the minimum amount of laps because I'm going to carry these tyres over into race 1.
Especially when bikes are coming back into the pit.
Get a variety of competition at these events because sometimes the Australian Superbike regulars will come and race to be ready for their regular Australian Championship series, and I've got some stiff competition this weekend with Mike Jones on the official Yamaha and Glenn Allerton on his new Ducati team.
Yeah, just making another change. So a bit of an update on how today's been going. So qualified again for this evening's races and qualified third. And then the opening race was in a battle in second position, and actually, sorry, third. And then there was an accident, it got red flagged again, and there's been an extensive long delay. So we might maybe get one more race in.
British Superbike Championship, we've got pre-season testing and then practice sessions before qualifying and races. So there's ample opportunity to work with my crew and make changes to the bike to try and refine the package. But here at these events, there isn't any practice, it's just qualifying and then straight into races. And also there's no crew, so it's just me making small changes between each race, being extra careful not to make too big a step that might actually make the bike feel worse. During this weekend I've made lots of changes. In the previous episode I mentioned how I'd adjusted the throttle connection feeling and also the traction control settings. I've also made changes now to the engine brake. I've tightened that up so that I get more effect of the engine slowing the bike up into corners. And I did make a change with the fork spring. I went to a heavier spring, but I wasn't convinced that I'd made the bike better. And with the difficulties I'd had in turn one, I thought it would be better to go back to the springs that I had before. So I went back to the 1075s. But all in all, I'm quite happy with the changes that I've made, and I feel like I'm taking things in a good direction.
Well done, brother.
Now and we're at the lead.
I think it goes back a lap.
Oh, was I in front a lap before?
You were leading.
Yeah, obviously Glenn's still coming to terms with the new bike under him, but equally so am I, so it was a fairly even battle. I feel like I was giving a lot away in turn one. Glenn, even like last year when we were both on BMWs, Glenn seemed to really have a nice way of getting into turn one, and I thought maybe it was the setup on the bike I had then, but then equally now I'm on a different machine and Glenn's on a different machine. He still seems to be a lot more confident into turn one, so I feel like that's the area where I need to either work on or focus or adjust or something needs to change. So giving a lot of time away there, but generally throughout the track it was a bit of a yo-yo effect. You know, he was a bit faster, I was a bit faster in other areas, and it made for a good race. I hope it was interesting to watch. I certainly enjoyed riding it.
Well, it was certainly entertaining from a spectator's point of view. One thing I want to touch on and just confirm, this is a bike that you've put together by yourself with your own finances, as opposed to having some semi-factory support in the past. You must give yourself a good pat on the back and credit for a job well done.
Yeah, I've definitely invested a lot of time and certainly some of my own finances, but you know, the bike is, provided I don't bend it, is on sort of a lease sort of deal with Honda, and I have to pay for it when I sell the bike. So they've looked after me on that front. A lot of the components that are on the bike I've sourced through local suppliers from my team, either discounted parts or free, or you know, stuff that's come from my team that I have to take in my luggage back again. So it's actually made up of a whole variety of contributors. But yeah, I feel really proud of myself. You know, there's not many people I think that are racing that would be able to take on a task as big as this and then see it through and actually have it work. I don't think it's a difficult process to make a racing bike, but I think it's a difficult process to make a competitive at the front of the races racing bike. So I'm proud of what I've been able to do, but obviously I've had a lot of help externally as well. So it's not just, you know, obviously it's not just me. But yeah, we're making progress. Like every time I go out, I'm learning the electronics and getting a little better with that too. So I'm sure you can see it's a wrap for the night. We actually got the 2 races in that were scheduled. I got a second in the first of the 2 races. It was red flagged on the last lap, and then I got a second in the last race. So ended up second overall for the event, and I'm actually really pleased. Had a good fun races, loads of passes, pretty good action on track, and made some good little changes to the electronics. So I'm fairly pleased with myself. I had obviously outside assistance to know a little bit about which way to go with it, but I still feel pretty happy with what I've been able to achieve, and the bike's improving. So yeah, really good.